Is this report accurate?
I know it sounds hard to believe.
The Center for Space Development. Destroyed in an instant.
We detected a strong energy flow seconds before the blast itself. On-site reports describe a bright light from high in the atmosphere.
What? No, it couldn't be. Get me the control center at Westham, now!
Right away, sir.
Mr. Secretary, sorry to barge in like this, sir, but we've got trouble. We just received word from the terrorists. I'll set it up so you can view it here.
Terrorists.
My name is Kenneth Coleman. I am the leader of the Crying Lions. I want to make sure you understand your very precarious position. There is only one way to prevent a repeat performance of what happened to the Center for Space Development. You must follow our instructions perfectly and immediately. First, you must withdraw all military personnel from Sarkozia. Second, you must publicly confess your crimes and make an apology renouncing your invasion. Third, you must swear before the entire world that you will never again interfere with Sarkozia. There is no room for discussion. Our demands are final. Failure to comply will invoke dire consequences. I am certain you understand what I mean. Your unholy weapon of destruction serves our purpose well. Make your decision quickly. That is all.
As far as we can determine, they appear to be the last remnants of a military resistance group defeated during the Sarkozian Civil War.
Sarkozia. Well, have you located the satellite's present position?
I'm afraid not, sir. The satellite control center was destroyed with the space center.
Damn. Well, that rules out our new anti-satellite missiles.
Mr. Secretary, we don't have much time. Have you considered sending in the Army?
They'd never make it in time. Those damn flying lions would hit us before we even got moving.
I believe it was the Crying Lions, sir.
Get word to SCAT headquarters. I want them in the air immediately.
Brilliant, sir. If anyone can handle a job like this, it's them. I'll send word right away.
You do that.
Listen up, people! Especially you, Jake. I'm going to explain our mission. As you know, the Space Center has been completely destroyed.
The Gulf system, right. It can hit any spot on Earth with pinpoint accuracy. So basically, they've called us in to penetrate the fortress at West Ham and take back control of the satellite from the bad boys.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up.
I can't believe they made such a crazy weapon in the first place. Then to have it stolen by a bunch of terrorists, what a joke!
Shut up, Jake, and let me finish. We're to take back control of the Gulf system, and if this fails, shut it down, permanently. Our illustrious intelligence agency tells us this thing has an unlimited power source. However, it takes several hours to charge between blasts. That gives us time before they fire again, and they will fire again, you can count on it. We've got to hit them, and hit them hard. If not, well, you saw the footage on the Space Center. There is no, I repeat, no margin for error.
Yes, sir.
The control center is hidden beneath an old factory. And there are only two ways to reach it. The first is a high-security express elevator in the main office building. The second is a large freight elevator located in the northwest section of the complex. We've no time to waste. That's why our main target is the express elevator. We all head there, except for Steve, Matt, and Law. I want you three to secure the freight elevator. We don't know if they can listen or not, so keep communications to a minimum.
What the?
We're losing power! Fast!
Straighten this bird out!
I can't. It's not responding. Sir, get out while you can.
Damn! Listen up! Scrap the rendezvous at the drop point! You're on your own! Find a way in and carry out your orders! Fall out, soldiers!
Well, aren't we off to a nice start?
You okay, Matt? Yeah, it's nothing. See you on the ground, Jean-Luc.
Matt, you're okay. So far, so good.
I haven't seen anyone else yet.
They'll turn up. They always do. It's the CO I'm worried about.
Why? What happened?
By the time I was ready to jump, the chopper was completely out of control. I was barely able to get out myself. When I looked back, it had burst into flames.
And Dan was still inside. But remember, we're talking about Daredevil Dan here. A little fire couldn't stop our fearless leader.
I hope you're right.
Well, at least things can't get any worse. Not after the start we've just had. Honestly, Jean-Luc, I didn't expect there to be so many of them. If we make it out of here alive, I think I'll start going to church again.
It won't help to think about it. There's only one way out.
I guess you're right. Okay, break time's over. Let's get those bastards.
Now you're talking. Let's go. Matt! Matt!
I don't believe it. You actually came through the front door. I don't know where you think you're going. But since you're going to die here, I guess you don't need to worry about that. Come out wherever you are, so I can fill you full of lead. Cecil!
Hey, Jean-Luc, you trying to be a target or what?
Jake, you're all right.
Of course I am. You didn't think Lady Luck would desert me, did you?
I guess not.
Any news on the others?
Matt's dead. I haven't seen anyone else.
They got Matt? Jeez. He was one of the good ones.
What about you? Did you see anyone else?
Yep. Law was with me up until a few minutes ago. Now he's headed for the freight elevator.
All right, then. We'd better get a move on. We've got to secure that express elevator.
Look out! Go on, Jean-Luc. Get out of here.
But...
Stop blabbering and get the hell out of here. I can handle these goons by myself.
All right, I'm going. But you'd better catch up quick or I'm coming back for you.
Don't worry. I'll find you. Now get out of here. Well, how's it look?
Jake! It won't open. I think they've changed the code.
I think you're right, Jean-Luc.
Tom, it's good to see you, man.
May I? Yes, they've changed it all right.
Now what are we supposed to do?
We're going to have to try and get the new code.
And you've got an idea on just how to do that.
There's a security room on the 3rd floor. All the high security locks should be accessible from there.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go!
I'll go. After all, this is my specialty, remember? You guys wait here for me.
Tom, wait!
Don't worry. This shouldn't take too long.
What's his problem? He never listens to me.
I'll go and back up Tom. Jake, you stay here and keep an eye on the elevator.
What? How come I draw guard duty? All right. I'll stay behind. This time. But you owe me, Jean-Luc. You owe me. Remember that.
Thanks, Jake. And don't worry about Tom. I'll watch his back.
Shh! Don't make a sound.
Lieutenant Carlyle, the explosives have been set in 5 locations, just as you ordered.
Good. Return to your post, soldier.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like they're ready to blow this building sky high.
This isn't good, Jean-Luc. Not good at all.
Head for the security room, Tom. I'll take care of the explosives.
I guess that seems to be our best course of action. Watch your back, soldier.
I plan to, Tom. You too. Let's move out.
Right. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, take this.
What's this?
Plastic explosives and a bomb detector. All the emergency shutters in the building are locked.
So that's what made the hole in the shutter downstairs.
Yep. Now let's get a move on.
And here I thought you were just a regular computer geek.
Jeez, Jean-Luc! You scared the hell out of me!
Sorry about that. Guess I should have knocked. Any progress?
They've got this thing wired like a Christmas tree, but I think I can crack it. I just need more time. How's your search going?
I haven't found them all yet.
Then what are you doing here?
Good point.
Then go already! It's hard enough to concentrate without you looking over my shoulder all the time.
All right already. I know when to take a hint. I'm going. Tom! Oh man, not you. This must be the security code. Tom. I knew you wouldn't let us down, buddy. We'll take it from here. You just rest.
Jean-Luc!
Lisa, you're all right.
Of course. It takes more than a crashing chopper and trigger-happy terrorists to kill me. Never underestimate a woman on a mission. Besides, I promised Mom I wouldn't die until she saw me in my wedding dress.
Well, at least we know one of us will make it out alive.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Hey, I almost forgot. How's Tom coming along?
Tom and I split up a while ago. We ran into a slight snag.
What kind of snag?
They've set explosives in 5 different locations throughout the building.
Which means they plan to blow the place if they think they're in trouble.
Exactly. Exactly. Tom went on to hack the code. I'm taking care of the explosives.
Not alone, you're not. We'll find them faster with more of us looking.
I'll stay here. Someone has to protect this position.
Okay, Lisa babe. You're on your own for a while.
Jake, wait! Oh well, he can take care of himself.
Jean-Luc, find those explosives and let's get out of here. I let Jake off easy this time, but I hate waiting alone.
All right, only 2 more to go.
Jean-Luc, let's make this quick. How many did you find?
3 altogether.
Okay, added to the ones I found, it looks like we got them all.
Good. That's one less thing to worry about. I'm going to check on Tom.
Right. I'll go keep an eye on Lisa.
We'll be back as soon as we get the code.
It's about time.
Where's Tom?
Tom didn't make it.
What?
I found him in the security room, shot from behind. Those cowardly bastards.
Poor Tom.
I'd love to let you cry on my shoulder, babe, but we've got to keep moving.
Jake, you're such a heartless jerk.
Lisa, we're all upset, but Jake is right.
I know.
I guess this means we can forget about using the elevator.
Maybe not. Tom left a message. He wrote it on the floor in his own blood.
In his blood? Way to go, kid.
Hurry up and punch it in. It'll work.
It worked! It really worked! Way to go, Tom!
Thanks, Tom.
Let's move, folks. This place isn't safe.
The express elevator should be on the next floor down.
Wait! I'm going down alone first. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Then why go alone?
Once I confirm it's safe, I'll be back. Wait here for me.
Jean-Luc, wait!
Well, this is a surprise. Just what are we paying those guys upstairs for anyway? I don't remember sending you an invitation, kid.
Throw down your weapon and lay face down on the floor. Do it! Now!
Such poor manners. That's the problem with people today. No respect.
I'll say it again. Throw down your weapon and lay face down on the floor. Now!
Get lost, kid, before I get mad. You're gonna regret this, kid. You really are. Not too shabby. Of course, you won't live much longer. But it was fun while it lasted.
Stop right there!
You've beaten me. But I can't let you through. I may die here, but I'm gonna complete my duty.
What?
Back from the dead, I see. You take off talking about safety, but all we hear is a lot of gunfire and then blam!
Yeah, well,
Look, Jean-Luc, Mike and Keith made it.
You're both all right? Finally, some good news.
You know how I like to be fashionably late, but we almost didn't make it at all.
It's all my fault. Mike would have caught up much sooner without me.
Let's get this show on the road. This is everyone, right?
I think so. Yes.
Well, we lost some of the group. But we still have a job to do, folks.
Jake, wait! We can't get through that way.
What the hell do you mean?
That big explosion you heard a while ago? Well, that was the elevator.
Are you serious? Jeez Louise!
Sorry.
First you take off by yourself, now this. This ain't like you, Jean-Luc.
That does present an interesting problem.
Well, there's no sense in crying over spilled milk. We need a new plan.
I know that. All right, any suggestions?
I don't think we have any choice but to try and rendezvous with Law and Steve.
You're probably right. I can't think of any other option.
Then we'd better get to the second floor.
Right, there's a passageway to the factory, and from there we can reach the west area.
Okay, then it's decided. Let's move out, troops!
Yeah!
Let's go, Jean-Luc!
All right. I really screwed up here, Tom. And after all you did.
Hurry up, Jean-Luc! What's keeping you?
I'm coming!
That door should take us into the old factory section. But it's been sealed shut.
As we speak, Mike is busy setting charges that should blast us a way through.
And that's why we're all just standing here looking at each other.
Oh, that explains it. I thought it was some new kind of group therapy.
Sorry about the wait. It's all set now.
Okay, then let's blow this joint. Mike?
Now you're talking. 3, 2, 1, 0. That did it.
Let's get out of here!
Looks like we have company.
I'll hold him off. The rest of you, keep moving.
Not alone, you won't.
Get going, Lisa.
But
Lisa, don't forget our mission. We need to find the Gulf controls.
I know that, Jake, but still.
He's upset because of the elevator incident. Give him a chance to make up for that and blow off some steam.
Well, if you say so. Catch up as soon as you can, Jean-Luc.
I plan on it.
Okay, kid, they're all yours.
Thanks, Jake.
Lisa, Mike, Keith, we're moving out!
Die, government scum! Think you're pretty quick, don't you? I'm going to fry the skin right off your bones!
Sorry to disappoint you, but I have another engagement.
Why, you little... This time, you're mine!
Huh? Steve! Shot several times from behind, just like Tom. Who the hell is doing this? First Matt, then Tom, now Steve. That means Law must be on his own. This isn't good. Maybe he'll find Jake and the others. I'll make the bastards pay. I swear it!
You can't hide from me, Four Eyes! I know you're here! Come out and play!
Four Eyes? He must be talking about Keith.
Ollie, ollie, all come free! Ha ha ha! Hee hee hee!
Hey, Ugly, over here!
Ah! Someone new! Great! I'll play with your friend later!
I knew you'd make it, Jean-Luc.
Where are you?
Over here!
What the hell are you doing? Keith!
Ah! I took one in the leg.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I managed to stop the bleeding, so I should be okay for now.
Where are Jake and the others?
I had them go on ahead without me. You'd better hurry if you want to catch them.
I guess you're right. Listen, can you hold your own for a while?
Don't worry about me. Just go get those creeps.
Ah! Get lost!
Law! Can you hear me?
Stop yelling. I was just resting.
In a pool of blood?
It's just a scratch. Besides, you have to get up to that floor. Find Jake and the others. Jake, Lisa, and Mike have already gone on ahead.
What about the CO?
Haven't seen him. You can't afford to waste time here. Get moving, soldier.
Get up! You're coming with me!
No good. Someone needs to stay here to work the elevator. Besides, we have uninvited guests on their way. Make me proud, Jean-Luc.
Law! No!
Hey, you finally made it.
You guys were really moving. Where are Jake and Lisa?
We got separated. They should be up ahead. Jean-Luc, take this. I found it on the floor.
Is this a card key?
I suppose so, but I don't know what for.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's find the others.
I'd like nothing better, but
But what?
the elevator that leads to the next floor isn't working. I doubt they could have gone anywhere without it.
Then where are they?
They probably went to find a way to get this thing moving. Maybe we should try contacting them. What do you think?
This is Jake. If anyone can hear me, please respond. Over.
Jake! This is Jean-Luc. I'm here with Mike. Over.
Where the hell are you two?
In front of the elevator on the 3rd floor.
That figures. The damn thing doesn't work.
Yeah, we noticed.
I took care of the guards there. But we need to go to the 4th floor to get the thing running again.
Okay, but what's all that noise?
It's about time you noticed. We're surrounded downstairs.
We're on our way. Hold on, Jake.
Just make it fast, boys. Go!
What? Jake! Jake, answer me, Jake!
Uh-oh. Let's get moving.
I'm right behind you.
We can reach them faster if we go this way, past the shutter. Jean-Luc, everything looks clear over here.
Mike!
Yes, what a way to go! Ha ha! What's this? Another fly stuck in my trap? What the hell is happening? This sucks. It really sucks.
This must be it. This should get the elevator running.
Intruder, your attention, if I may.
What the? Who the hell are you?
What possible use could that information be to one who is about to die? I'll be brief. I have one of your friends, a lovely young thing, black hair. You know the one, I'm sure. If you ever want to see her again, alive, come to the auditorium on the first floor. That is all.
Damn! He's got Lisa!
I'm glad you could make it. After all, it is your funeral.
Lisa, are you okay?
Jean-Luc!
She's not dead yet.
Forget about me, Jean-Luc. Shoot the bastard!
Shoot if you like. I won't be held responsible for what happens to her.
Shoot, Jean-Luc! Damn it, shoot! The mission, Jean-Luc! Have you forgotten how many of us have already given our lives for this?
Keep quiet, wench. Death Mask, keep her quiet.
Lisa, wait! Don't hurt her!
That, my boy, is entirely up to you. Now lay down your weapon. Perhaps I wasn't clear enough. I'll give you to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jean-Luc, hit the deck!
You just don't know when to stay dead, do you?
Jake!
Well, I've changed my mind. Death Mask, I leave him to your tender care. Why don't you teach our young friend here the value of making quick decisions?
What's this? Why have you brought that woman in here? Where are the other intruders?
With Death Mask.
I see.
Colonel, I'd like you to do something for me.
What?
Die.
Mr. Secretary, we've just been contacted again. The man said he's the new representative of that terrorist group.
Well, what did this prying lion have to say?
That's Crying Lion, sir. He said there's been a change in command, and he's the new leader. He's demanding that we wire $100 million to an offshore bank account. He said if his demands aren't met, he will continue to fire the satellite. I have a strong feeling, however, he intends to continue firing the satellite no matter how much money we give him.
So this was really about money from the beginning. Well, was there anything else?
I'm afraid not, sir.
You know our policy. We can't just hand over the money, but do we really have any other choice?
Who said crime doesn't pay? As soon as I confirm the transfer of the money, I'll blast another hole somewhere and escape during the confusion.
Oh, no, you won't. Not this time, Cecil. You've gone too far. What am I supposed to do now that you're gone? Are we doing the right thing here, Big Brother? Do we have the right to take millions of lives, Kenny? Does the end really justify the means?
What are you doing, Commander? What did you mean just now?
Lisa, you're awake. I meant exactly what I said. In other words, I'm committing treason of the highest degree.
No, it can't be. Not you.
It really doesn't matter if you believe me or not, Lisa. It won't change what I have to do.
Does that include killing us as well?
Lisa, if Jean-Luc should make it this far, I want you to give him a message for me. Tell him I'm waiting for him in the main control room. If you're lucky, Lisa, you might be able to get out of here alive.
Lisa! Lisa! Wake up! Lisa!
Jean-Luc, you made it.
Looks like you're in worse shape than I am.
Jean-Luc,
Lisa?
I'd love to just sit and chat, but there's something important I need to tell you. I need you to listen to me very carefully. Dan, our commander, is alive.
Really? So he did survive the crash?
Yes, but he's betrayed us.
I don't think I heard you right. What did you say?
He told me himself, Jean-Luc. He also told me to tell you. He'll be waiting for you in the main control room, waiting to settle things. Jean-Luc, he means to kill you. Jean-Luc, he means to kill you.
Me? Dan? I don't know what the hell is going on, but I intend to find out. I was headed to the main control room anyway. And we still have a mission to complete. Lisa, I have to leave you here for a while.
I know. Jean-Luc, don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
I'll come back as soon as I can. Just hang on a little longer.
I'll be fine. Go. Do what you have to do.
I had a feeling you'd make it here, Jean-Luc.
Dan, tell me it isn't true. Tell me you haven't betrayed us. It's all just one big misunderstanding, right?
It's true, Jean-Luc. All of it. I'm responsible for the engine failure of the chopper. And for the murder of Steve and Tom.
But why? I don't understand.
You want a reason? Okay, I'll give you one. If you survive.
I can't fight you.
Then face the consequences of your own foolishness. Your indecisiveness is wasting time, time you need to stop the Gulf system. I'm fighting for what I believe is right. I expect you to do the same. Or don't you give a damn about what happened to your teammates? I knew you were good, Jean-Luc, but...
Tell me, Dan, why did you do it?
Fate, Jean-Luc.
Fate?
That's right. Fate. You probably don't know this, but I'm half Sarkozian.
Sarkozian? As in from Sarkozia?
Yes. The war broke out when I was 13. My mother defected with my sister and me to her homeland. But my father, a leader of the resistance movement, stayed in Sarkozia. My older brother stayed with him. After several years, I joined the military.
Sarkozian? As in from Sarkozia?
Yes. The war broke out when I was 13. My mother defected with my sister and me to her homeland. But my father, a leader of the resistance movement, stayed in Sarkozia. My older brother stayed with him. After several years, I joined the military. But I couldn't escape the web that fate had set to catch me. 8 years ago, I was a member of the Navy SEALs. One day, we received special orders. We were to terminate the Third Sarkozian Revolution. It seems fate was ready to spring its trap. This country lent its military might to the Sarkozians. This country lent its military might to the Sarkozians in order to keep the military faction in power. They called it a peacekeeping mission. Our real goal, however, was simply to quell the rebellion. A rebellion supported by most of the Sarkozian population. The revolutionaries had little money. Their weapons were totally outdated and they were forced into guerrilla tactics. Most of them were old men, already tired of fighting, and young boys barely old enough to hold a gun. The many years of fighting had stolen their families and worn down their spirits. I had a job to do, and I did it. But it left me scared and uncertain, and it left me furious. It was then that my treason began, after a fateful meeting. My unit was wiped out, and I was alone behind enemy lines. I was found by my brother, Kenneth. He was alive and following in our father's footsteps.
Kenneth? You mean Kenneth Coleman? The terrorist leader?
Yes, fate had sprung its trap. I'm sure you can figure out the rest. The war was over. The rebels had no chance against our superior military strength. The spirit that had pushed Sarkozia into fighting for freedom was now rechanneled into a fierce hatred.
But why terrorism? Why sacrifice hundreds of thousands of innocent lives?
There was no choice. We couldn't win in a straight battle. There was no going back, and we had come too far to just give up. I know it's just an excuse, but that's how it was.
But
the guilt I bear has made my life a living hell. I wanted it to end, for the nightmares to stop, for death.
Dan? Dan! Did you find the justice you were looking for? If you had just told us, we might have found a way to help. Now, it's too late. Lisa!
Is it finally over?
Not quite yet. We still have to take care of the Gulf system.
That's right. We've got to find a way to stop it.
Yes.
It's my job. Here, let me see.
Lisa, I want you to do something for me.
What is it?
I want you to reposition the satellite 180 degrees and fire the thrusters.
Sounds easy enough. Reposition 180 degrees and... Are you nuts?
Just do it. Think of the thousands of lives that have already been lost due to this thing. We need to get rid of it. The world isn't ready for this kind of firepower.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Lisa.
Hey, I'm not doing this just for you. I happen to agree with you. So don't get all soft and mushy on me.
Lisa! Jake! What happened? Forgive me. There's only one thing I can do for you now. And that is to keep going. Keep going until I get the bastards who did this to you.
I must admit, I'm surprised you made it this far. But your luck's run out, I'm afraid. You found me.
If this is the control room, then Lady Luck must still be shining on me. I'm gonna shut this thing down.
You're a bit late for that.
What's that mean?
Well, if you're that interested, then I guess I can tell you. The Gulf satellite is already a pile of space junk sitting in orbit. The main circuit for charging the energy overheated. I admit the engineers did tell me it wouldn't last past the third blast. In other words, you've been wasting your time playing Secret Soldier, man.
Third blast?
Great reaction. I just love it when someone makes that face. Nothing makes my day like knowing I just completely ruined someone else's. Now it's time I ruin more than just your day. Like, say, your life.
You must be the head of this sorry terrorist organization.
Since you are so obviously confused, let me explain a few things. The Crying Lions is not a terrorist organization. We are a group of brave individuals fighting for the freedom of Sarkosia.
And how does that give you the right to kill innocent people and destroy their property and livelihood?
An unavoidable sacrifice. The price of justice is never cheap.
Sacrifice? Justice? Who gave you the right to play God?
It's truly unfortunate, but we live in a world that can explain very little with logic. And there are problems that can only be solved through a display of force. The same display of force this country used to invade mine, in the name of peace.
Regardless of the reasons, some things are just wrong.
I didn't think you would understand. However, my principles compelled me to try and explain it to you.
You're damn right I don't understand. You've reached the end of the line here.
Put that thing away, you won't need it. I know when the bell tolls. However, the actions we have taken today have not been in vain. I am certain our bright blast will be remembered for years to come. The world will change. It must change.
Just kill me and be done with it already.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm not one of the terrorists. I'm one of the good guys. I'm here to help.
You came to help?
That's right. Now pull yourself together.
It's nice of you to show up, but I don't want to die. Not here. Not like this. I've got a family waiting for me.
Hey, can you hear me? Hang in there, man. Hey!
Cecil!
It looks like the prey have arrived. Let the hunt begin. Pitiful, the hunter became the hunted. Pitiful, the hunter became the hunted. Stop right there!
You've beaten me. But I can't let you through. I may die here, but I'm going to complete my duty.
What?
What the hell is happening? This sucks. It really sucks.
Impossible. I am invincible.
Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Did they just fire the satellite again?
Colonel, we are ready to fire.
I warned them this would happen if they refused to honor my demands. Fire the weapon!
Yes, sir. Firing sequence has begun.
This is taking way too long. We're in trouble now.
Colonel, we're ready for our third strike.
Acknowledged. Fire the weapon as planned.
Yes, sir.
This is worse than I ever expected.
Colonel, we are ready to fire.
Acknowledged. Fire the weapon as planned.
Yes, sir.
This is worse than I ever expected.
I must complete my mission. I can't go back now. I'd better go after Tom. I'm worried about Tom. Still, I'd better find those explosives. I can't go back yet. I have to find those explosives. The express elevator. It doesn't work. I should probably catch up with the others without checking this room. No response. I guess nothing else is going to happen here. The door is locked from the other side. It looks like the power is out. I have to get to the express elevator on the lowest level. 5 bombs. I'd better find them and defuse them, fast. This must be one of the bombs we heard them talking about. That's 1 down. That's 2 down. 3 to go. What the hell is this? Some kind of sensor? It must be broken. Doesn't look like I can force it open either. Damn it! A laser! 1 slip and I'll be fried. Huh? The bomb detector is going off.
Now, move to the next room. That's good, Jean-Luc. You're doing well. Welcome to SCAT Special Training Program. Here we teach you the basics. But first, when you want to quit, press the Start button, choose Config, and then choose Quit. Jean-Luc, are you ready? To ready your weapon, press the R1 button. Try it now. To shoot, press the square button while holding down the R1 button. To reload, press the X button. If you press the square button when your weapon isn't loaded, it reloads automatically. Now let's try putting your back to the wall. Press the square button while standing near a wall. Press the square button again to move away from the wall. Good. Now try shooting around a corner. Press R1 to move and the square button to shoot while holding down the R1 button. If you release the R1 button, you will return to your previous position. Be careful. If you jump out too far, you won't return to your previous position by releasing the R1 button. Next, you need to know how to crouch. Press the L1 button. Press the square button while moving forward in a crouch, and you will execute a forward roll. Press the circle button to change weapons. The submachine gun has the longest range, but if you want real power, I suggest my favorite, the shotgun. Your handgun has unlimited ammunition, but still, choose your weapon carefully. Each situation is different. Press the L2 or R2 buttons to move the camera from left to right. This should help you get a better look around corners and objects. If you quickly press the L2 or R2 buttons twice, the camera will swing back to its default position behind you. When an enemy is in your sight, press the triangle button to lock the camera on that enemy. Now try it. After you've locked onto an enemy, the camera will follow his motions so that he remains in your sight. With more than one enemy character, you can switch targets by pressing the L2 or R2 button. Remember this when you're fighting boss characters or when surrounded by the enemy. Press the square button to open the door. To ready your weapon, press the R1 button. Try it now. To shoot, press the square button while holding down the R1 button. To reload, press the triangle button. If you press the square button when your weapon isn't loaded, it reloads automatically. Now let's try putting your back to the wall. Press the square button while standing near a wall. Press the square button again to move away from the wall. Good. Now try shooting around a corner. Press R1 to move and the square button to shoot while holding down the R1 button. If you release the R1 button, you will return to your previous position. Be careful. If you jump out too far, you won't return to your previous position by releasing the R1 button. Next, you need to know how to crouch. Press the L1 button. Press the square button while moving forward in a crouch, and you will execute a forward roll. Press the circle button to change weapons. The submachine gun has the longest range, but if you want real power, I suggest my favorite, the shotgun. Your handgun has unlimited ammunition, but still, choose your weapon carefully. Each situation is different. Press the L2 or R2 buttons to move the camera from left to right. This should help you get a better look around corners and objects. If you quickly press the L2 or R2 buttons twice, the camera will swing back to its default position behind you. When an enemy is in your sight, press the X button to lock the camera on that enemy. Now try it. After you've locked onto an enemy, the camera will follow his motions so that he remains in your sight. With more than one enemy character, you can switch targets by pressing the L2 or R2 button. Remember this when you're fighting boss characters or when surrounded by the enemy. Press the square button to open the door. To ready your weapon, press the R1 button. Try it now. To shoot, press the circle button while holding down the R1 button. To reload, press the X button. If you press the circle button when your weapon isn't loaded, it reloads automatically. Now let's try putting your back to the wall. Press the circle button while standing near a wall. Press the circle button again to move away from the wall. Good. Now try shooting around a corner. Press R1 to move and the circle button to shoot while holding down the R1 button. If you release the R1 button, you will return to your previous position. Be careful. If you jump out too far, you won't return to your previous position by releasing the R1 button. Next, you need to know how to crouch. Press the L1 button. Press the circle button while moving forward in a crouch, and you will execute a forward roll. Press the square button to change weapons. The submachine gun has the longest range, but if you want real power, I suggest my favorite, the shotgun. Your handgun has unlimited ammunition, but still, choose your weapon carefully. Each situation is different. Press the L2 or R2 buttons to move the camera from left to right. This should help you get a better look around corners and objects. If you quickly press the L2 or R2 buttons twice, the camera will swing back to its default position behind you. When an enemy is in your sight, press the triangle button to lock the camera on that enemy. Now try it. After you've locked onto an enemy, the camera will follow his motions so that he remains in your sight. With more than one enemy character, you can switch targets by pressing the L2 or R2 button. Remember this when you're fighting boss characters or when surrounded by the enemy. Press the circle button to open the door. To ready your weapon, press the R1 button. Try it now. To shoot, press the X button while holding down the R1 button. To reload, press the square button. If you press the X button when your weapon isn't loaded, it reloads automatically. Now let's try putting your back to the wall. Press the X button while standing near a wall. Press the X button again to move away from the wall. Good. Now try shooting around a corner. Press the R1 to move and the X button to shoot while holding down the R1 button. If you release the R1 button, you will return to your previous position. Be careful. If you jump out too far, you won't return to your previous position by releasing the R1 button. Next, you need to know how to crouch. Press the L1 button. Press the X button while moving forward in a crouch, and you will execute a forward roll. Press the circle button to change weapons. The submachine gun has the longest range, but if you want real power, I suggest my favorite, the shotgun. Your handgun has unlimited ammunition, but still, choose your weapon carefully. Each situation is different. Press the L2 or R2 buttons to move the camera from left to right. This should help you get a better look around corners and objects. If you quickly press the L2 or R2 buttons twice, the camera will swing back to its default position behind you. When an enemy is in your sight, press the triangle button to lock the camera on that enemy. Now try it. After you've locked onto an enemy, the camera will follow his motions so that he remains in your sight. With more than one enemy character, you can switch targets by pressing the L2 or R2 button. Remember this when you're fighting boss characters or when surrounded by the enemy. Press the X button to open the door. Now you need to learn some hand-to-hand combat. With the square, you kick an enemy from the front or strike with your weapon's butt from behind. Be warned, this is not the most effective method of combat, so don't count on it too much. Now you need to learn some hand-to-hand combat. With the square, you kick an enemy from the front or strike with your weapon's butt from behind. Be warned, this is not the most effective method of combat, so don't count on it too much. Now you need to learn some hand-to-hand combat. With the circle, you kick an enemy from the front or strike with your weapon's butt from behind. Be warned, this is not the most effective method of combat, so don't count on it too much. Now you need to learn some hand-to-hand combat. With the X, you kick an enemy from the front or strike with your weapon's butt from behind. Be warned, this is not the most effective method of combat, so don't count on it too much. Now, do you know which objects you can destroy and which you cannot? If there is a red gun sight when you aim at an object, you can destroy it. Otherwise, you cannot. Live with it. Some of the objects explode, so be careful not to get caught in the blast. There are laser traps in various places. The slightest touch means bye-bye Jean-Luc. Move around them without touching them or destroy their control panel. There are just a few more things we need to cover. Use the square button to open doors, pick up items, and operate switches on walls and control panels. Keep an eye out for a blue cursor. You might find something useful. Press the square button to turn on the conveyor belt. Press the square button to climb up ladders. Press the square button to pick up items. Press directional button down to set and detonate C4 explosives. Use the square button to retrieve an explosive you previously set. I say this year in and year out. Move away from a charge before you detonate it. I can't stress this enough. There are just a few more things we need to cover. Use the square button to open doors, pick up items, and operate switches on walls and control panels. Keep an eye out for a blue cursor. You might find something useful. Press the square button to turn on the conveyor belt. Press the square button to climb up ladders. Press the square button to pick up items. Press directional button down to set and detonate C4 explosives. Use the square button to retrieve an explosive you previously set. I say this year in and year out. Move away from a charge before you detonate it. I can't stress this enough. There are just a few more things we need to cover. Use the circle button to open doors, pick up items, and operate switches on walls and control panels. Keep an eye out for a blue cursor. You might find something useful. Press the circle button to turn on the conveyor belt. Press the circle button to climb up ladders. Press the circle button to pick up items. Press directional button down to set and detonate C4 explosives. Use the circle button to retrieve an explosive you previously set. I say this year in and year out. Move away from a charge before you detonate it. I can't stress this enough. There are just a few more things we need to cover. Use the X button to open doors, pick up items, and operate switches on walls and control panels. Keep an eye out for a blue cursor. You might find something useful. Press the X button to turn on the conveyor belt. Press the X button to climb up ladders. Press the X button to pick up items. Press directional button down to set and detonate C4 explosives. Use the X button to retrieve an explosive you previously set. I say this year in and year out. Move away from a charge before you detonate it. I can't stress this enough. Now I think you're ready for a little training run. Try not to get yourself killed. The less damage you take, the better. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can't leave here until you take out all of the bad guys. Excellent, Jean-Luc. Your basic training is complete. Now for your final exam. Now you've got to beat me, and I'll tell you right now, if you don't try hard, you're going to get hurt bad, real bad. Excellent, excellent work, Jean-Luc. You can now proudly call yourself an Ace Scat Commando. You're finished here, soldier. Get ready for your next mission.